Hello, I'm Sudarshana Starshine Star. I'm so glad that you're here with me. Welcome on this beautiful Friday. It is April 25th and it's 2025. My YouTube channel is called It's the Dazzling of the Light, or you can just go to YouTube and type in at Sudarshana Starshine Star to access my well over 100 clips there. It's pretty cool. Why don't you check it out? There's a lot of variety there. Some very juicy stuff. I have a backup channel on YouTube as well with the same title. It's The Dazzling of the Light. But you have to type in at Sudarshana Starshine Star 99. And why not have a backup channel? Like I said, I had to redo all my socials over the years over and over and over again. Like, for example, in just the space of a year and a couple of months, I'm on my 5th TikTok. That's just one example. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Wink, wink. Okay, I like to start all of my clips with the 3 opening prayers that are in Sanskrit and Telugu, but good news, it's short. They are short. It's the Guru Mantra, the Ganesha Mantra, and the Gayatri Mantra. And I do this to bless, protect, uplift, and purify you, me, and this clip. Om, 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 Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshvaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam, Tasmahi Sri Guruve Namaha. Om Suklam Bharataram Vishnum Sashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanavadanam Dhyaye Sarva Vignopashantaye Om Bhuvasuvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhago Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, it's been a while since I've done any readings from the very incredible sacred ancient text called the Devi Mathatmyam, which is spelled Devi, second word Mahatmyam. It was written in 550 AD. By the sage Markandeya. And this is a slim volume. It's a translation. It's called The Glory of the Goddess, and it's translated by Lyndall Vercoe. And he first put that out in 2010. And then he did a republishing of this in 2019. And it's wonderful. If you go on my YouTube channel, like I said, I don't have playlists, but you can, I have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. And part 5 was so fun. I remember when I did that last year, it was so fun to do that. You can see like Devi Mathatmyam part 1, and you can scroll through. I have parts 1 through part 5, like I said there. I'm going to be doing these are very short, the Devi Mathatmyam part 6 and 7, since they're super short right now for you to enjoy. And in case you didn't listen, because I did an introductory as well, an introduction to the Devi Mathatmyam on my YouTube channel, which you can just pull up. And it goes into depth about what's the purpose of reading this, what are the benefits, what's it all about, what does it do. It's a huge blessing. And it's really about learning more about Mother Divine. And this sacred text is a real blessing, because when you read it aloud, or you're listening to it being read, especially on Mondays, Thursdays, and on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays, it's an extra boon and a blessing. And today is Friday. It's Mahalakshmi Day, like every Friday. Wonderful. It's that beautiful aspect of Mother Divine that blesses us with not just 100% success in spirituality, and not just 100% success in materiality, but the 200% life, both together, which are very necessary and wonderful. So I'll read this little blurb before I go into the reading so you'll know a little bit more um, what this is about, even if you don't go back and to my channel and pull up the introduction to the Devi Mathatmyam. Okay, let's read this. This says, as you read this Devi Mathatmyam, you will feel the joy, the power, and the wonder of the Divine Mother. At its simplest level, the Devi Mathatmyam is the battle between good and evil. But on that battlefield, the majesty of the Mother Goddess should not be underestimated. She does not wage wars with the aid of grand armies or divine allies. She alone is the source and the strength. In a new translation of this sacred text, Lyndall Vercoe offers a direct and devotional rendering. This is not just a description of divine power. It is a worship and a praise of God as the Mother of the universe. Say these words to yourself and feel their meaning. The Mother of the universe. Words are set out to describe that which is indescribable. Poetry transcends the limits of language. Such descriptions of an all-powerful feminine God are virtually non-existent in the Christian West, and they are surprisingly almost as rare in the East. In world literature, the Devi Mathatmyam is an elusive scripture. Nestled protectively within the much larger Markandeya Purana, it is a unique and extraordinary expression of both reverence and devotion. This is not just a historical text. This is a prayer to be read aloud. It is an epic poem, a true song of praise that should echo through the days of our lives. Listen carefully, and you will feel the spirit within. This is a Devi Mathatmyam for our time. And I just want to be clear, because in the West, so many don't have this knowledge, that Mother, Father, God is indeed able to be separated out, even though there are always one, as Father Divine, which is divine consciousness, and Mother Divine. And Mother Divine is the creator. Wherever Mother is, Father is. Wherever Father is, Mother is. But you do have that distinction. There is a Father Divine, and there is a Mother Divine. So you can call God He, you can call God She, both are correct, but it's really more aptly He, She, or She, He. It's Father Divine and Mother Divine. And then on the back of this little book, it says something else beautiful that I want to read to you. When you are called to mind in difficult times, you remove terror from all creatures. When remembered by the self-aware, you bestow deeper enlightenment. Who beside you dares to dispel poverty, grief, and fear? Who else is always kind-hearted to everyone? You destroy the unrighteous to bring happiness to the world. Swaha. Of course, I was talking about Mother Divine. Okay, so I'm going to go to, all you have to do is just listen to this. Just relax and listen. The words, each word is a blessing and does like kind of a scouring on your heart, mind, and soul, on your consciousness. These battles were real. They took place. You can read all about them in ancient Indian Vedic literature and ancient script. It was real, but at the same time, listening to this Devi Mathatmyam, which was commanded by Mother Divine and given to the Maharshis and the Rishis to jot this down, like just as it is. It's like a formula, as well as an epic poem and a prayer. But each word and each description, as you read about the negative armies of demons getting killed and Mother Divine's weapons, each one of those negativities is corresponding to some negativity that we all carry, some negativity you have within you right now, potentially, because I don't know you, but, and also the positivity, the high divine. When you read the glorious descriptions of the divine, that's also corresponding to most definitely what you have inside, which is your innate divinity. Chapter 6. The lion rose in anger. The Rishi said, "The messenger heard the Devi's words with growing anger. He returned to the demon king and reported them in detail. Then Shumba, in turn, was angered. He summoned Dhumralochana, one of his generals. "O Dhumralochana, go with your troops and fetch her here, immediately dragging her by the hair. Anyone who tries to rescue her is to be killed at once, even if he is a god, or a yaksha, or only a Gandharva." The rishi said. At this command, Dhumralochana immediately responded with his 60,000 troops. Seeing the Devi seated on the snowy mountain, he shouted, "Come at once to Shumba in the Shumba's presence. If you won't come sweetly, I will take you by the hair and force you to come." The goddess replied, "But you are so strong, surrounded by your mighty army and protected by the Lord of Demons. Why threaten me? What harm do you fear? What can I possibly do?" The rishi said. Thus challenged, the Asura, Dhumralochana, rushed at her. Then Ambika reduced him to ashes just by saying, "Hum!" This outraged the demon troops. They released showers of arrows, javelins, and axes on Ambika. The lion, vehicle of the goddess, rose in anger and shook his mane. He roared violently as he fell upon the army of wicked asuras. Some he slaughtered with blows from the forepaw, some with his jaws, and others by his hind legs. He disemboweled some with his claws, and beheaded others with a cuff of his forepaws. He severed heads and arms from some, and shook his mane as he drank the blood of others. In an instant, that whole army was destroyed by that high-spirited lion that bears the Devi. He was exceedingly angry. When Shumba, the Asura lord, heard that Dhumralochana was slain by the Devi and all his army slaughtered by her lion, he was furious. His lower lip quivered as he ordered two mighty Asuras, Chanda and Munda. "Ho Chanda, ho Munda, take multitudes of troops, go and capture her. Bring her at once by the hair or bind her. Failing that, let the troops strike her with their weapons. Kill the lion and seize that Ambika. When she is wounded, bind her and bring her straight here." And that is the end of chapter 6. Now here is another very short chapter, chapter 7, Serenely Composed. The rishi said, Then, as commanded, the Asuras, Chanda and Munda, marched forth with their army, all 4 battalions, with weapons raised and ready. Soon, at the peak of the Golden Mountain, they saw the Devi, serenely composed, mounted on her lion. She smiled as she saw them approaching. At the sight of her, some rushed to capture her, while others flourished their swords or bent their bows. At this, Ambika grew furious, and in her anger her face became dark as ink. From the fierce frown of her forehead, suddenly the goddess Kali emerged, holding a sword and a noose. She was truly terrifying. She had a strange staff with a skull on top. Her garland was made of skulls, her clothing of tiger skins, and she was appallingly emaciated, with a huge mouth and great tongue lolling out. Her eyes were deep sunk and reddened. She filled the sky with her roars. Falling impetuously on the Asura army, she devoured those hosts of foes. With one hand, she snatched up elephants, drivers, rearmen, and warriors, bells and all, and flung them into her mouth. In the same way, she threw soldiers, horses, chariots, and drivers into her mouth and ground them horribly with her teeth. One she seized by the hair, another by the neck. One was killed by the weight of her foot, and another crushed against her body. They hurled weapons at her. She caught these in her mouth and furiously crunched them with her teeth. In this way, she destroyed that whole host of evil-natured asuras. They were beaten and crushed. Many were killed by her sword. Some she beat with her katvanga, her skull-topped staff. Others met their death, ground by the edge of her teeth. Seeing the whole demon army destroyed in a trice by that appalling, terrible Kali, Chanda rushed at her, while Munda gave cover with showers of arrows and discuses all over that goddess with the terrible eyes. Then those discuses entered her mouth like so many suns, consumed by cloud. At this, the goddess Kali roared frightfully. In her dreadful mouth, so difficult to look at, ferocious teeth gleamed. She laughed in terrible rage. Then, mounting her great lion, she rushed at Chanda, seized him by his hair as she uttered the frightful hum, and severed his head with her sword. Seeing Chanda brought down, Munda also rushed at her. She felled him with her scimitar in fury. Then the remainder of the army fled in panic, scattering in all directions at the sight of the mighty Chanda and Munda destroyed. Carrying the heads of the slain Chanda and Munda, Kali approached Chandika and laughed as she said with passion, "Here I bring you two great beasts in the battle sacrifice. You yourself shall now kill Shumba and Nishumba." The rishi said. Then lovely Chandika looked at the two mighty demons' heads and joked, "Since you have now brought Chanda and Munda, you will become famous in all the world as Chamunda." And that is the end of chapter 7. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you really want the full experience, go check out on my YouTube channel the introduction to the Devi Mathatmyam, as well as the previous chapters, as I've said, 1 through 5, and share them. It really brings great blessings and boons. If you think this is just like wishful thinking, I remember many years ago when I first heard of the way of listening to certain sacred, blessed texts that would really purify us and uplift us and really bring also a sense of peace and calm after the purification. I had my doubts, honestly. And then when in my own experience, when I'd be, feeling fine and I'd be listening to something like a chapter of the Devi Mathatmyam being read aloud, or, I would listen to it, read it aloud, I was surprised that all of a sudden in the beginning, I would feel maybe like a little queasy or have like some kind of a pressure, headache or something starting. And then I would notice, for me, it was very quick. It would just move away. And then I would just feel really good. And I was like, this is amazing. This is really working. Really taking out something I didn't even know I was carrying, that I don't want to be carrying. Taking it out, purifying me, cleansing me, and then uplifting me and blessing me. So try it for yourself. As my Swami Shri Kaleshwar would often say, be a spiritual scientist. Thank you for being here. I hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful Friday. I'm going to close like I do always with prayer in Sanskrit and Telugu. And what I'm saying is, God bless all beings in all worlds. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Excellent. Peace, peace, peace. God bless you and yours. I'm sending much love and big hugs to you and yours. I'll see you when I see you, and bye-bye for now.